Hey, we are back with some more interesting myths, so enjoy. Number 10. Are humans the only one who hold funerals for their dead? Elephants do grieve like us. If you compare elephants with that of humans, you will find some similarity. Elephants, though being wild animals, they too, like us, show their emotions through body language. Research and observation have always evoked many intriguing facts about elephants for centuries. In fact, elephants are capable of joy, love, compassion, distress, fury, and jealousy. While their capacity for sadness makes them a complex animal amongst all, they are more likely to be sensitive than other animals. Since elephants live in a close knit and just like humans, they survive approximately 70 years. They tend to develop a very strong bonds with each other. When an elephant dies, the other elephant bury their dead and mourn. They even suffer from depression after the death of their loved one. Number 9. Are pigs the dirtiest animals? If you are among those who too think that pigs are the dirtiest animal, then certainly you need to know this, because you have no right to hurt pigs like this. Pigs are always known to be very dirty and unattractive, but this isn't true. Pigs are one of the cleanest animals. Then why are they considered as the dirtiest? Just because you have seen them with muds all over their body like every time? It's because unlike other animals, they don't have sweat glands and the mud helps them keep cool. They are one of the only farm animals that make sleeping arrangements in their pen. Because pigs are confined to a small area, they don't prefer to excrete where they eat. They tend to go to far away area from where they eat. Number 8. Such pictures of wolves howling at the moon suggest us some sort of connection between wolves and the moon. If we trace back its origin, we will see our ancestors pairing wolves with the moon in images and literature. Such images eventually evolved in today's popular belief. The wolf, being its nature of a predator, is strongly associated with danger and destruction. Hecate, the Greek goddess of the moon, had companies of dogs, while Norse mythology contains a story of a pair of wolves chasing the moon and the sun in order to summon night and day. So basically, are these mythologies depict the real pictures of the wolves? Probably not. Canine experts say that since wolves are nocturnal animals, they have got some association with darkness and the moon. Wolves howl at the moon to communicate with other wolves. Let's take it in this way. We shout, whisper, scream, mama to communicate, whereas wolves communicate verbally by growling, barking, howling, whimpering, and howling upwards helps them project the sound to farther distances. Number 7. Are polar bears white? You all probably believe that polar bears are white because they look white. Oh no, I'm not gonna say that you are having night blindness disorder, but polar bears are actually not white the way they look. Polar bears are the world's largest terrestrial carnivore inhabiting the far northern regions of Greenland, Norway, Siberia, and Canada. Polar bears, though an excellent swimmers, they prefer to stay on top of the ice that covers the Arctic Sea. The reason why polar bears prefer to spend time on such a frigid Arctic ice is that the Arctic water contains seals, their favorite food, and being on top helps them to catch their prey easily. And here goes the popular myth about polar bear that its color is white, but it isn't. We all believe that the polar bears live in such a snowy white world. They have probably got the color white because of their inhabitants. You won't believe, but their color isn't white. They have got long outer hair that protects their soft skin undercoat, which has got no color, basically transparent. And the white color that you see in their fur is actually snow. Number 6. The first animal in space was a dog. Actually not true. If you have no background history about this dog, then let me just give you a brief intro. It was in 1957 that a street dog from Moscow was selected to be the occupant of the Soviet spacecraft Sputnik 2. Though little was known about the impact on the living creatures, the survival of Laika was never expected. Laika, the name of the dog. Some scientists believed humans would not survive the launch of the outer space, and therefore engineers found animals as the necessary precursor to human mission. Everything is perfectly fine here. The only mistake we have been doing is the myth that the first animal in space was a dog, but it isn't true. The first animal in space was actually a fruit fly. Fruit flies were originally sent into space in 1946 to test radioactive exposure. This was done to guess if humans could survive space. After 11 years, Laika the dog was sent into space. Number 5. What do you know about a defibrillator? Is it used to restart the heart? You all are aware of this machine, a defibrillator. Now, if I pose a question to you about the function of this, you all would probably come up with such response as an electrical device that helps in treating a life-threatening conditions that affect the rhythm of the heart. Yes, absolutely true. So what it seems like a defibrillator helps in recapitulating the heart, isn't it? No, it isn't. Actually, a defibrillator is used to stop the heart that is beating incorrectly in the hope of restarting it to beat properly. A moderately high voltage of like 200 to 1000 volts is made to pass an electrical current through the heart. So basically, it gives shocks in order to make the heart beat again normally. Number 4. Ingesting chewing gum will take 7 years to digest. Recalling the childhood memories when your mom warns you against swallowing of chewing gum because it's gonna stay in your stomach for 7 years. But are we still going astray with this fact? Oh yes, it's true that if we swallow chewing gum, our body cannot digest it. It doesn't take 7 years to digest chewing gum. In fact, it cannot be digested at all and will simply pass right through you as it is. What exactly happens here is your digestive system acts normally with the gum like it does with every food. When you swallow it, the gum mixes with digestive juices. The necessary ingredients like the sweetener is broken down like any other food, and what cannot be broken down is carried to your small intestine, and thereby the gum along with all the waste products is passed out of your body. Number 3. The Egyptian pyramids were initially white. This myth will definitely compel you to have a look at the color of pyramids. Yeah, you can check it right now. You might consume it and see. Maybe I sound a little weird at this point, but believe it or not, the pyramids never looked the way they look now. Then what could have been the color? It was actually white in color. The pyramids were actually made up of white casing stones which had a smooth outer surface that would glow at night. What we see today is underlying core structure. The casing stones were made of highly polished Tura limestone, which was meant to reflect sun's rays. With times, a lot of tragedies struck and took away its original color. Like many of them were cut and carried off to be used for different structures. Some were robbed, and with natural calamities like earthquake, the rest of the stones were worn away, leaving the pyramids looking as we know them today. Hold your breath. Number 2. Heart attack hurts? We all have a curious mind to know how it feels like to have a heart attack. Does it hurt? Is it like 100 knives being stabbed at once? How's the feeling? Heart attacks will rarely hurt, and 60% of them go completely unnoticed. People who were once being the target of this attack share their experiences. It's definitely not the type we see in films. A man suddenly clutches his chest and falls to the ground. The symptoms of heart attack are so subtle that people do mistake it for something unimportant. But if the heart attack is not treated immediately with aids, the chances of survival would be less. Heart attack usually comes in the form of a heartburn, toothache, or just a strange feeling in your chest. Some heart attacks can even last hours without giving any signs of its symptoms. Those are usually the most fatal. Number 1. Pets can predict earthquakes. Yes, definitely pets can predict earthquakes. No, I'm not going against the scientifically proven fact. But there's a slightest difference between the fact that you believe and what the actual fact says. Back in 373 BC, historians had already recorded the unusual activities of animals. Ants leaving their mounds, catfish moving violently, snakes leaving their burrows, and oarfish, toads, birds. All these animals and birds have given useful information through their strange behavior. But their prediction doesn't mean they predict like a fortune teller. It's not that these animals predicted started long before the commencement of the natural calamity. The only way that the pets may notice an earthquake before their owners is when they feel the ground shaking. This is because pets have greater sensitivity to things happening around them, so they will notice the ground shake a few seconds before a human does. And this is what they predict. Do let us know in the comment section below about which myths you were aware of. If you're liking our collection myths, then please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe.